Hi gamers, I am GamerJock and this is Kingdom Hearts. Intro to the game. You are a boy that is in a realm of darkness that is forced to choose two options out of the three that significantly affect your stats during the game. Having a shield for defense, sword for attack, and wand for magic. Running from platform to platform, which has Disney princesses on them, fighting shadows with the weapon you choose. I recommend choosing a sword and a shield. The story for this game surrounds around three friends, Kairi, Sora, and Riku. You spend your days on Destiny Islands, kicking your feet up and enjoying yourself. Sora and Riku, while friends, are rivals in everything they do. Get used to tropical sounds for a few hours. There are also Tidus, Wakka, and Selphie making a guest appearance from the Final Fantasy series. Kairi, which is Sora's love interest, along with, Sora and Riku wish to travel to new worlds despite the peace they have on their own. Their wish is granted when Sora discovers a unknown cave that has a brown door at the end of it. There appears a mystery man with a brown hood that sounds like a crazy wise man that speaks in riddles. Following that odd event, Sora leaves and starts to see his island be consumed by darkness. Seeing Riku, he tries to reach him. In doing so, the island splits in different pieces, losing track of Riku. Sora is confronted by an entity known as a dark side. Having defeated this creature, you're sucked into the darkness, waking up in a new world known as Traverse Town. While in another world, Donald and Goofy are instructed by Minnie to go to Traverse Town to figure out what's going on. They run into Sora and they begin to travel together to search for answers. Learning that the only way to fix the problems the town has is to use your weapon, the Keyblade, to open the keyhole. After completing Traverse Town, you embark on a quest to open the keyhole to multiple worlds, and you're going to use your gummy ship to get to those worlds. This ship is used to get you from world to world, which you select to go to on your world map. Once you pick where you want to go, you gotta fight to get there Star Wars style. Moving your ship through a gauntlet of other ships and obstacles, which I always thought of as asteroids, while getting ship pieces from the stuff you destroy. You may upgrade your gummy ship when you're on the world map to how you like it. Having a big ship so it's durable, or a small compact one so you maneuver between objects, as well as changing the shot from a straight to a spread shot. I personally didn't feel the need to upgrade the ship throughout the whole game, but to each his own. Eventually you will get the ability to warp to other worlds, allowing you to skip the minigame entirely. Save points are scattered all around the worlds, and they are these bright green circles. When you get the ability to warp to worlds, you can warp to any of these save points you found on that world. It's a useful feature if you're trying to save some time. Keyblade. This is Sora's weapon from start to finish, and you receive different and stronger versions from the different Disney worlds. offering different advantages like Spellbinder Key, which gives you higher magic and more MP, or the Pumpkin Head Key, that is long and allows you to chain combos together easier. Keyblades are awarded to Sora upon completion of a world. Disney. This game sports characters from the Disney universe as well as environments from Disney. For example, my favorite world to visit, which is Nightmare Before Christmas, which has all the side and main characters from the movie that uses a creepy atmosphere to create an environment you can interact with. Another great adaptation is The Jungle from the Tarzan movie, which has you go from sliding on trees to going through the jungle with vines and lakes. Some worlds have your outfit altered, like when you go to Little Mermaid, you become a dolphin, Goofy becomes a turtle, and Donald is the octopus for some reason. Heartless. They are the enemies in the game that you fight. They range from shadows, which are the runts of the litter, to large bodies, to the magic users like the Blue Rhapsody. With a couple exceptions for different worlds, like Peter Pan's world has Heartless on ships, and the Agrabah world has Heartless in pots with spider legs coming out of the pot. Combat in this game is done in the action RPG fashion, so you run around the world with your character in third person. Battles happen spontaneously when you go into areas. They appear out of nowhere, and don't worry, they do respond when you leave the area and return. Be prepared to learn enemy tendencies, when to block and when to attack. However, you are not alone, since Donald and Goofy are in the thick of combat with you. Goofy has a shield, so he defends everyone but also attacks, while Donald is your true magic user and handles healing the party as well as attacking the Heartless with lightning, fire, and ice. You usually hear cues for when someone is hurt. You will hear a beacon sound. As for Goofy and Donald's voice, they signal they are coming to help when they say your name. Also, if you attack or block at the right time, you get extra points. Each Heartless slain gives you money, or Mooney, I think they call it Mooney, experience points and health balls. Make sure you watch your health and magic gauge as well as your partners so you limit dying. Lock-on system is useful so you could key in on specific enemies that is causing you fits. Also, when the lock-on is activated, you can cycle between all the enemies around you. Leveling is important in this game, so grinding isn't encouraged, it's demanded, because if you don't, you won't receive the best abilities for your party. Some abilities are party ones, others are individuals, like Sora's Ars Arcanum. I highly recommend you learn it. You have a limited amount of points to spend though, so you can't have all your abilities active at once, so choose carefully. Your level cap is 99 for all characters, and don't worry about the optional Disney characters. They level up even if you don't use them. Disney Help is an option you get when you go to different worlds, being you get to use a character like Hercules in combat for as long as you want while you're at the Coliseum. Doing so, you only have 3 people in combat, so you have to switch out either Donald or Goofy. Disney characters are cool and pretty helpful, but after a while you'll prefer to have your regular team in. Mooney, or Money, whichever. it's a weird way they say it, is your currency for the game that you will use to buy equipment for your party or items for your party. Not every world has a shop that... Dalmatian collecting is a side is a side quest you can do that is very rewarding, plus just be a good person in general. How someone got to stuff puppies in boxes in different worlds and leave them there is beyond me. Trinity signs are these marks that look like a small graffiti with different colors like green, blue, yellow, and red, which can only be activated when it's you, Donald, and Goofy. See, another reason to keep the game together. These signs are small and a little difficult to find, offering items and money, and they are across all worlds. Jiminy's Journal is something Jiminy Cricket from Pinocchio has that holds the records of your travels from story, Dalmatian collection, bestiary, which is a record of what heartless you have encountered and how many you have killed, and a record of the Trinity signs, as well as some other things. Bosses at the end of each world are usually the villain of that world from the movie, so you would fight Jafar at the end of Agrabah, or you would fight Oogie Boogie at the end of Nightmare Before Christmas. Some bosses are straightforward, see the enemy and hit. Others require more thinking, like when you fight Hades at the Colosseum, which requires you to be patient because of his strong fire attacks, but also be aggressive to end the fight before he becomes too much of a handful. Secret bosses. While the Colosseum is another place to open and go, there are additional cups to compete in. Having bosses like the Frost Giant, which is difficult to beat unless you're at least in your 70s. Even then, you will need to be able to glide and be good at blocking and dodging to win. There is also the Rock Titan, which is very strong too, and you have to be good at dodging. Later on in the game, you get access to other secret bosses like the Phantom that's in Neverland. This asshole is totally different from all bosses. He requires you to be able to switch from magic to attack because of the different colored bubbles that appear under his cloak. Clear for attack, red for fire, yellow for lightning, and blue for ice. While at the same time you will have to heal your party often, and if that wasn't bad enough, he'll randomly cast Doom on someone during the fight. Doom places a countdown over a character's head. Once it hits 0, they die. While it cannot be reversed and can be stopped for a while by casting Stop on a clock tower. This is a battle where you will need a lot of magic and a little luck to win. There is also one in Agrabah that acts as a Shiva kind of boss, since it has 4 arms with 4 swords. You fight in the desert, so you will have to be an expert at dodging. His attacks are fast and constant. Be prepared for this epic clash. World abilities are things you learn, like the gliding move from Neverland that helps you reach faraway places, or the high jump that helps you reach, you guessed it, high places. Ultimate Weapon is the strongest keyblade in the game that requires specific ingredients to make one of the ingredients that is very hard to get. However, it is Mystery Goo. Mystery Goo. The only way to receive the Mystery Goo is by doing what these bastards say. The White Mushroom, for example, they perform gestures, and you have to cast the correct spell on them. Cast 3 in a row, and they'll drop items. Hopefully you get what you want, but it's not always guaranteed, even if you do it right. There are also black fungi. If you kill them, you could get it even though they are hard to kill. And lastly, there are rare truffles, where if you want the best items, you have to juggle them in the air for a while. I don't recommend this way though, it takes time. Donald and Goofy also have their ultimate weapons. Save the Queen for Donald and Save the King for Goofy. Donald's is made in the synthesis shop, while Goofy's is earned in the Coliseum. Moogles are these little cuddly creatures that usually sell you items and weapons, and later on you will have access to the synthesis shop that allows you to make powerful weapons such as the ultimate weapon if you have all the ingredients. Are these little cuddly creatures that usually sell you items and weapons, and later on you will have access to the synthesis shop that allows you to make powerful weapons such as the ultimate weapon if you have all the ingredients to make it. Ultimate enemy. This unholy piece of shit is available when you have conquered the other cups at the Coliseum. It is dubbed the Platinum Cup, where you have to get in a small ring with Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. And by the way, you have to fight him alone. Wonderful. He is lightning quick, his sword is so long, his reach feels infinite. On top of that, he can teleport, has an atrocious amount of health, can cast Sin's Harvest, which drops your health down to 1 when he finishes the move, can go into like a 20-hit combo frenzy, conjure up a firewall around him, and summon meteors. I know what you're thinking. How the fuck can I survive that? Well, there are a few ways to help you out. Being high 80s to 99 is recommended. Cast a Roga around yourself so you have a windshield, carry elixirs, have keyblades from Oblivion, Oathkeeper to Ultimate Weapon, have the glide ability activated, and be cautious with your moves, but don't be too afraid to attack it. It took me countless tries, but I did beat him twice. Once before I got the ultimate weapon and once after. This is a wonderful game that somehow made anime characters and Disney characters mesh like no one ever thought. The entire atmosphere of the game will pull you in before you know it. This is a childhood classic my brother passed down to me, and now I'm giving it to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This week is my last week in Kaiser, so I'm returning back home. So as you can guess, I'm happy to be back a better me than I was when I left. My next video will be Final Fantasy IV. I think you're gonna like that one the most compared to the other 3. Anyways guys, I appreciate your continued support, and I will see you next week.